The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us again. I'm going to remind you one more time, as I do lately on each and every show, and that is to go to our website, our updated website, where you not only can see and hear the show, but you can also see the show roster of all the guests that we've had on the show, even in past years. But most of all, since the beginning of this year, you can see the YouTube videos, you can see and hear the guests. And today we have a tremendous show, as always, in this very unique real estate market. We're going to focus on the Humble, Atascocita, Kingwood area, as we have top-notch realtors from that area. These realtors are from the Doug Erdy Group. So put your seatbelts on. You're going to need them as the show begins right now. And here he is, Doug Erdy. He is the broker of the Doug Erdy Group. Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Well, you have such a tremendous company, and you have had such a great group of people for so many years now in the Kingwood, Atascocita area of Houston. Let's tell people about your company.
Well, we're a boutique brokerage here in Kingwood, Atascocita area. We've been a brokerage now for 6 years. We opened up our new office on Westlake, Houston 2 years ago. We were initially based in Kingwood. Now our home office is in Atascocita, and we cover the entire Houston area. We have grown to 104 agents. I think last time I spoke with you, we were at 52 agents. That was last year, so we've just doubled in size in the last 12 months. And we've done it through organic recruiting. We've never really recruited officially. Have agents that come to us that want to work with us. They see our service level, and we've been very blessed to have just tremendous growth organically.
In fact, one of the things I'd noticed as I was on your website is a lot of the agents that were on the show years ago still are there, still going strong. They're on your website, and also I'm friends with them on Facebook. So, I mean, you must be doing something in a tremendous way up there. And give us another word on the growth, because you have grown from the 50 agents, and now you're way above that. But what are some of the other things that are maybe company distinctions that are attracting agents to your company?
Well, we're a very diverse group, and we have agents that work all over the city. We have agents that live in Baytown, Katy, Sugar Land. And I would say the majority of them live in this area. However, again, we're very diverse. We have over 40% of our agents speak another language. And that's very rare to find that in a real estate brokerage, having almost half your agents bilingual. The agents that are currently here, which we actually have one of the best retention rates in the city with 99.2%. The agents that have left have all come back with us in the last 2 years. You know, they think it's greener on the other side, and they end up coming back. So that's a really big compliment to me and our group of agents. So, in fact,
it was when you first opened your office where you are now. I was at your grand opening, and of course we did the radio show there and interviewed a lot of your agents. That is, you have such a super location in terms of when someone comes in to talk, consult as a buyer or a seller. But the other thing, especially now that 99 has been such a big part of getting around Houston, your location has become even better for you and the agents to access and serve the whole city of Houston.
It has. 99 has been a tremendous help.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the agents that live in the Woodlands can be here in 30 minutes. And, you know, most agents work remotely and come in once or twice a week. We do extensive training on Thursdays. So we see a lot of our agents on Thursdays. 30 or 40 of them will show up. And, yeah, we did the Zoom meetings, but we're still doing in-person training, and we never did stop that. So
Also, give us an idea, if you would, as you have been in the Kingwood area for quite a while. I know you live in the area, but what is it as people are attracted to Houston? We know there's a lot of reasons, and we're hearing all the time, everyone's coming from California, but they're coming from other places as well. But when let's say they settle into the Humble, Atascocita area, what is it that you see as a resident there and running a business there? What is it about that area that brings people, maybe even from Maryland or Indiana or wherever? What is it bringing? Why are they going to this part of Houston?
I really think it's the cost of living here in this part of town. Houston's so widespread, but really for what you get for your dollar here in Atascocita, Kingwood, and New Caney area, Baytown, you're looking at $10 to $20 a square foot, less than parts of like Katy or the Woodlands. So there's tremendous value. And you've got Lake Houston, you've got Lake Conroe, so many job areas like the medical center. We have 3 hospitals here in Atascocita. So, and then of course all of the plants down here in Baytown, which we're only 20 minutes from Baytown. So, I mean, there's just a lot of job opportunities and of course the cost of living.
Also, and it is very nice to see the trees, too. I think a lot of people like that. I know I do. I want to be around the grown trees and those things. That just makes you feel good when you come home or if you're living and working there. The other thing I'm thinking about from a relocation standpoint, what are you seeing as the broker of your company, the Doug Erdy Group? What's happening, and how are they finding you for you to serve their needs in buying and selling?
Well, we're seeing, again, you mentioned California. We're still seeing a lot of out-of-state buyers. Half of our buyers right now are international or out-of-state. And one of the things that we've done is open up a new international division. And you're going to see Yesenia and Zariah on your show, and they're going to be talking about that too. But we are seeing a lot of our buyers and sellers come through our website. We have a really good website. It's just DougErdy.com. And I've had that site for 12 years, and we get about 35 hits a day of people that are actively looking. And so we're still seeing our website get a lot of traffic.
In fact, also going back to when you opened your office a few years ago, your new home center, one of the things that struck me, and I would think that's even more happening today with you, is that you were in contact with builders, because we know there's a lot of construction going on, and a lot of people, the new home builders, are very active in right there where you are, but also in the surrounding areas. Give us an idea how you're helping the buyers and sellers, especially the buyers, when you're in contact and very close to the builders that are in your area, but also have been for many years in your relationship with them.
Great point. Yeah. As you saw, our office is centrally located right in the middle of 9 master plan communities, including Balmoral and the Groves and Eagle Springs. So we're not just a real estate office, but we have a home center here, and we have the builders partner with us so that all of their floor plans and pricing sheets are in our office. So we get a lot of drive-by traffic. People that actually walk in, if they can't get into the builder that day, maybe they're closed, they walk into our office, and we've got somebody on duty. We can help them find that new home, and that we sold over 300 new homes last year through the home center, and it's just really, really a great location, great planning on our part.
It really is. Yeah, it worked out great.
But, yeah, so we just see a lot of floor traffic and a lot of phone calls that are coming into the home center.
And as I said before, the builders know you because you've been there. You have been working with them year after year. I would think that's a great advantage if I were a home buyer or any potential home buyer out there, that you're connected to those builders and you have a great relationship through the years.
Yeah, we're very fortunate, and most all the builders that we partner with allow us to come in and visit with them and review and do open houses of their new inventory. Just there's hardly any inventory right now, so we're in a little bind trying to find some homes for clients because there's just not any inventory out there.
Yeah, that's a good point. We have about a minute, 2 minutes left, but quickly address that as far as the buyers go. I mean, what's the hope that you offer and that your agents offer? Because it is so hard right now to buy a home, not just here at Atascocita, but almost everywhere else. It's amazing.
Yeah, you've got to find a partner with a great agent, somebody that's aggressive, that knows the market, and make sure your offer is full price or above asking price. Be prepared to have 5, 10, 20 offers on a property, and make sure you fill in Stewart Title or your preferred title company and let them pay for it. Whatever you can do to make it easier for that seller, cut the option period down, put more down payment, any of those terms to make it easier on the seller if you're working with a buyer.
Yeah, I think you hit a great point. I don't care if you use the word aggressive or some other like simile, and that is, it is time when you have that buyer's agent right now, they have to really sort of go to battle for you in a way, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. And I feel bad for some of the newer agents that have never handled that. And that's why we've really got to hold their hand through the process if they're newer, because the seasoned agents, they haven't been through this either, but they're certainly a lot more experienced at dealing with it.
Yeah, well, and that's why you have the great training right there at your company, the Doug Erdy Group. Doug, let's tell people if they want to stop by the home center, reach out to you or your company. Well, let's tell people the coordinates, please.
Yes, we're at 16903 West Lake Houston Parkway. We're at the corner of the Groves, right by Lifetime Fitness, and our phone number is 713-281-9285. Our website, of course, is just dougerdy.com, and we'd love to help you out. Stop by.
One more time, Doug, the phone number is?
713-281-9285.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Erdy, the Doug Erdy Group. Thanks, Doug.
You got it. Thanks, Bill.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com, or call 866-798-2827.
As we talk to Zariah Vela, she is with the Doug Erdy Group. Zariah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Well, here we are. The market is so exciting, and being in real estate, there's no doubt about it right now, is also super exciting. A few challenges along the way, but first of all, you are with the Doug Erdy Group, so let's tell people a little bit about your company.
Hi, yes, I am with the Doug Erdy Group. I'm a real estate agent in the Houston area and surrounding areas. I'm excited to be here.
Well, as far as the marketplace, and when we think about especially people that are living outside of the Houston area that may listen to the show on the internet or whatever, we know that Houston is a city with loops around it. And when we go northeast, we find Kingwood, right?
Correct.
But there's also Humble and Atascocita. So first of all, and that can be confusing. So let's kind of describe where one stops and where the other one begins, if you would.
Okay.
Clear the mystery up for once.
Okay. Well, I've been in Houston about 15 years, and I've been all around Houston, surrounding areas. I'm proud to call Atascocita home. I've been there about 8 years now, and it's a great community. Lots of shopping centers. It's all really all connected. We offer lake waterfront properties there.
That's right.
So it's awesome.
You have that optional, that type of living if you want the waterfront living there,
yes,
right?
We have Lake Houston, and it's an amazing community.
So as far as now Humble, where is Humble? And then where is Atascocita? Are they the same thing? I get confused.
Yes. So
Doug Erdy Group is in Atascocita, right?
Well,
Your
yes,
office.
it's in Humble. It's just they have now transitioned. Atascocita has now just. It's all Humble.
Okay.
So it is all Humble. My address has changed to Humble. It used to be
right?
Atascocita. Yes.
We'll let the word go forth
Yes.
as it is going forth right now. That is awesome. And it is, we hear it called the livable forest up there. So describe that again, especially for those that have not been up there. If you're going to drive through Humble, Atascocita, Kingwood, what does it look like from a visual standpoint? What's attractive about it?
We have a lot of trees. It's all very knitted together. The neighborhoods, the community, it is all together. I mean, I really don't see no separation in between those three cities. It is just a great place to live, very family oriented. Like I said, lots of shopping, great schools. it's amazing out there. A lot of features, yeah.
Well, and of course, you're helping both buyers and sellers there in the real estate world, right?
Correct. I help buyers and sellers in all the real estate needs.
As far as buyers especially, and we'll talk a little bit about how difficult it is and challenging for someone to even buy a house anywhere. Yeah. But as far as the buying, what is it when they determine, they say, I want to live in this area, in Atascocita, in Humboldt, Kingwood. Right. What is it that usually, maybe out of 5 families or people that you help, what is it usually that is the draw that you see or that they tell you?
Okay. I think it's going to be schools. They want to be close to work. It is very easy access to the highway as well. It can take you 59 North, takes you straight into downtown. So I think it's a mixture of a lot of little things like that, like schools, family, work.
And then, of course, also there's an airport not that far away, too.
Correct.
And I know many years ago, there are probably people, as traveling is ramping up right now, there's probably people in the traveling jobs that like to live up there as they fly around. But, that's the world I was in for a long time. Okay, so with the buyers, let's take the buyers, and you're probably working with a few right now. How are you advising the buyers, Zariah, as far as, because it's difficult right now. If someone came to you and said, look, I want to buy a house, and maybe they're not tuned into the action in the market and how difficult it is, but somewhere they're going to find out, right? So, but they say to you, I want to buy a house. I want you to be my agent to help me find a home. How do you prepare them for what's ahead in this market right now?
Right. So I am very honest with my clients. I like to tell them up front how the market is right now so they can be well prepared. Right now, it is a seller's market, and my clients need to be prepared. We need to really structure these contracts, these offers very competitively. So I need to make them aware of that right from the beginning, kind of just telling them just straightforward.
Would you say that if they are looking at a home, and I don't know what the price range is, let's just take a home that's $400,000, maybe make it an easy number, and I'm the buyer and I say to you, okay, the home's listed at $400,000. Zariah, we want to buy this house now. How do we know, should we offer more than $400,000, or how do you feel that out? I think that's one of the challenges, because if they put it in at 400, they may not get it. If they try to be aggressive and put it in at 375, most likely they're not going to get it. So how do we walk that, or how do you work them through that? Right.
So that's where a great real estate agent will come in place, because
for sure, yeah.
So a great agent will do their homework. I do my homework, and I contact the listing agent. We communicate. I am also bilingual, so I speak a second language and try to communicate that with the other agent. I will pull comps, make sure that the offer we're submitting is competitive. So doing great homework on the buyer's agent side, talking to your client, lots of talking and lots of questions so we can make that great offer happen.
That's right. There's a lot, and it's one of the things people don't, regardless of the market, I think sometimes people forget the amount of research that you do, as whether you're helping sellers or buyers, the amount of research that you do, and the way you're able to help people. You're great. The real estate professional, especially now more than ever, is a tremendous tool for that buyer and even seller, right?
Correct.
As far as, let's talk about the seller now. Okay, the seller comes to you and says, Zariah, I want to sell my house. So what's like one of the first couple things you tell them?
That's awesome. That's great. Now let's talk about whys. I ask a lot of questions. I like to know, why are you moving? Why are you selling? Are you going somewhere else? Are you planning to buy another home? Lots of questions involved just to get to know a little bit more on the seller side.
Well, certainly questions are tools for sure. And if they're moving for, let's say, a transfer, right? I'll say, well, look, I'm being transferred to another state. So then what happens? And as far as getting the home ready in this brisk market, what's that? How do you see that work? And then you're on the other side of it where you're going to get multiple offers as the seller. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Right.
But first, let's talk about getting the home ready, and then how we handle the multiple offers for the seller.
Okay, yeah. So just asking the questions. If they are moving, I do offer. I have a huge following on my social media, so I do offer a service of finding them an agent wherever they are moving. If they are moving to another state, I make sure that I'm there to provide them with referrals for other agents in another state. And preparing the home, I go check out the house. I walk through it with my clients. I will take photos. I will give them suggestions as to what the home needs in order to prepare it for the market. If it needs to do any repairs, if we need to do anything to the home, first impressions are everything. So making sure that the home looks great.
And of course,
important.
the first impression on the photographs, because
Correct.
a lot of people are sitting at their computer at night. I'm looking at homes.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing it for the first time via those photographs.
Yes, so the photographs are important, but it is also important that you go see it in person because, sometimes pictures can lie.
That's right. I saw a house that it looked really nice and neat, but when you got there, there was a lot of blemishes in terms of you saw a very poor quality of construction when you
Right.
actually saw it in person. So
is-
that's right.
It is very important, yes, to have a real estate agent take you to the home, get you an agent that will show you the house because, pictures can lie.
That's right. So in the meantime, the other thing is that right now, you mentioned social media. I think that's a real key. How are you using social media to help either the buyer or seller? You just pick one. What do you think?
Well, I use social media to give value. If you follow me on my social media, Zariah Houston Realtor on my Instagram, I do give a lot of tips for buying or selling.
So that sounds like it would come in handy for someone that might be ready to sell in a month or ready to buy in a month so that they can kind of follow you to learn what's going on and keep up with it. So tell them the coordinates on that again. Zariah, and that's Zoraya.
Houston Realtor. That's right, on Instagram. Zariah Houston Realtor.
Zoraya. It's that easy, right?
Yep, that easy.
And then you're on Facebook and I guess all the other things.
Right.
So do you find from a marketing standpoint at this point in time, what are some of the marketing things that you're doing or what are the most helpful things that you're doing that you like to use from a marketing standpoint?
Right. If as for marketing, if I have the seller, for example, I do a lot of marketing, a lot of ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, and try to market my client's home as much as possible using technology and social medias.
And then also now, if the home goes on the market and it's sold like the next day, how much is that happening when you see with these listings that you have?
That is happening a lot right now. Actually, homes are being unseen and offers
they
are
buy
being
it,
made.
right.
Yep, unseen.
What I'm seeing in my area, in the Katy area, I'm seeing a lot of signs, in fact, two that were near my home where they put the home as coming on the market. Mm-hmm. And then it's for sale, then it's pending.
It's pending.
So
quick.
Tell people the purpose of that sign. I don't know if you're doing that up there in Kingwood, Atascocita.
Yes.
What's the purpose of putting up the coming soon sign?
Right. It helps potential clients that are looking to buy. Somebody who's driving down the street could see that sign and that way they know, look up that address, call that realtor on that sign to get more information for that
Now,
home.
are there certain rules with that? Can I look at the property before it's actually listed when it still has the coming soon sign?
It just depends
does
on
that
that
depend on the
agent.
owner?
Right. It depends on the agent, on the owner, or whoever's representing that seller. There is a rule that sign should be up for 1 day before you
really?
list it. Yeah.
Oh, really? Well,
So
the one
that
by my
sign-
house has been up a week.
Oh, gosh.
so
Okay.
not all rules are being followed, apparently.
Correct. Yeah. So that's the rule. You
Is that right?
can't be pending forever.
So that is
Or,
fascinating.
coming soon forever.
Yeah, it's like we're waiting. Is it here
Yeah.
yet? Yeah. No, that's exactly right. It's been up at least a week. So
Oh, wow.
just saying. But you're saying there's an actual thing. It should be a day or so.
Right. For coming soon.
Good to know. Also, we are talking with Zariah Vela with the Doug Erdy Group up there in beautiful Kingwood, Atascocita, Humble, also known as the livable forest. If you're not familiar with the area, it's beautiful. Before we close the segment, Zariah, what else do you want people to know?
I am not only based off of those areas. I work all over Houston. I have worked in Katy, South Houston, Pearland, you name it. I have been up all the way into Travis County. So if you are looking for a bilingual real estate agent, call me. I work anywhere all over Houston, and I'm a real estate agent representing buyers and sellers.
That's right. Also, the other thing you said before we started recording, and that is that people are finding you on the social media that are outside of Houston that want to buy in Houston. Give us a quick word on that. I forgot.
Correct. So, I get a lot of people from California, Arizona, people who are moving for work purposes. And they find me on social media, and then we connect. We set up a phone call, either FaceTime. I have done work they have bought just by using FaceTime and video, Zooms, I work that. Yes.
You know what's interesting? I mean, as you say that kind of sounds simple and logical, but think about it. It's not, because they find you and they end up working with you, and we're in a city with 40,000 plus realtors.
Correct.
So that's a tribute to something. You're getting great referrals. People are talking about you, and maybe your social media is working too.
Yes.
That they found you. That's amazing.
Correct. Yes. So I'm fluent in Spanish as well. So if anybody would like to contact me, my phone number is 832-966-1533. Hablo español.
And one more time, the number a little slower.
832-966-1533.
There you go. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Also with the Doug Erdy Group, we are going to talk to Yesenia Serrato, the Doug Erdy Group, Kingwood, Atascocita, Humble. Yesenia, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me, Bill.
Well, that is awesome. We're glad that you're here. Let's tell people about real estate in the Kingwood, Atascocita area and the Doug Erdy Group. Let's tell people about what you're doing up there.
Well, I work mostly Kingwood, Atascocita, Humble area, but I've also found myself working all over Houston, surrounding areas, Sealy, Katy, Willis, Conroe.
Well, and as you mentioned that, one of the things that comes to mind, and for people that are familiar with Houston, they know this, but that 99 highway has really made it easy for people to get around, but also as you're conducting your profession, your real estate profession, you're also able to help people in all these areas.
Yes. 99 has really helped us. I live in Kingwood, and my drive to the Woodlands is about 15 minutes. So I love, my location and all the easy access to the freeway.
And that's right. And for people outside of Houston, the Woodlands is kind of up in the same, as far north as Kingwood and Atascocita, but it's over to the west just a little bit. Also a very popular area.
Very popular area as well.
Well, let's tell people, as far as the challenges and the excitement of the market right now, when you're helping buyers, again, let's say I'm asking you, I say, Yesenia, help me buy a home today. It's not easy, they're telling me.
No, it's not easy. Homes are flying off the market. It's good to have a realtor, that knows the market and know what is going to get that offer accepted, because offers, are getting turned down left and right now.
That's right. But every time an offer gets turned down, somebody gets the home, right?
Somebody gets the home. Yeah. So you have to find a realtor that knows what's going to get that offer accepted.
That's right. And it might vary on each particular thing, because if I'm the seller, I may, we always hear about it's the highest price. Well, that's not always what they want.
No, also sellers also want, that extra time to find their next home and that time to move. So maybe, it's just a lease back that they want. Maybe it's more money. Maybe, it can be a lot of different factors.
And that's where you, Yesenia Serrato, come into play, because you're able to determine that from the selling agent, right?
Yes, definitely. I will have that one-on-one contact with the agent and
get the problem. You'll navigate through it.
Yes, I'll navigate through it and have the communication with the listing agent to see what the seller really is looking for in an offer.
And what you said right there is so important, because I have a feeling that not all buyers agents are doing that for their buyers. I mean, they may, I don't know what they're doing necessarily, but they may not be taking, because that takes extra effort for you to reach out to that selling agent and say, hey, look, yeah, I know you want the highest price, but what's important otherwise? Maybe they want a quick closing, maybe whatever, right? So
Yes.
that's all important.
Yes, all of that is important. Having that communication, and also as a listing agent, communicating and reaching back out to the buyer's agents, to get my buyers and sellers the best offer.
That's right. Now, how are you finding in terms of cooperation with the selling, by and large? I know each one's different, but when you reach out to that selling, the listing agent, how are you finding are they saying, yeah, well, my buyer, or they don't say anything? Well, just submit your offer, or are they being cooperative?
Yes. Right now, it's really hard. They are not. Most, listing agents are getting so many offers. It's not maybe that they're not being cooperative, but sometimes it's hard for them to remember, who has contacted them throughout the day. So you have to be there, calling them, even if you feel like you're,
Right.
annoying them, or that doesn't matter, as long as you get what you need for your buyers.
That's exactly right. You can't worry about annoying people because, quite frankly, hey, we're all busy, right?
Yes, we're all busy, especially, listing agents right now.
And not only that, one of the things that we may not think about when we're in the midst of all the back and forth and all the action, so to speak, is that it may not always be like this, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you got to always remember when you're dealing with someone to play nice, to be courteous, because down the road you're going to see that person again.
Yes,
and
most likely.
it may be a different market where they're like, hey, please call me,
yes.
right?
Yes, the tables will turn eventually.
That's right. It's like the stock market. Things go up and down. Although I will say this, as I was thinking about it coming to the show, Yesenia, and that is I've never seen it like this in the history of real estate.
I don't think it
interest
has
rates.
ever been like this.
It is really something.
Low interest rates, low inventory. Yeah, people are buying homes like crazy right now.
And it's amazing. I wonder, and everybody says it's people coming from California, New York, Louisiana, we're hearing too.
Louisiana, just all surrounding states. There's a lot of, oil and gas people coming from, like Kentucky or Indiana. My next door neighbor moved here from Kentucky. Yeah.
Oh. So let's take the person from Kentucky. What was their motivation to move to Houston? Curious.
They just retired and relocated. They decided that Houston was where they wanted to live, and yeah.
How long have they been here?
I think they have been here about 3 years now.
And they're okay.
Oh, yes. They love it.
Well, one thing about retiring in Houston, it's like one of the 6 or 7 other states. We're one of the few that does not have the state income tax. So that's a nice thing.
Yes, that's always a plus. Yeah,
So-
that always attracts, buyers to Texas.
Indeed. And then as far as the seller, how are you working with sellers, or what are some of the key points that you talk about at your many meetings at the Doug Erdy Group? Because you guys, that's one of the nice things. Your company does a lot of training and a lot of helping the agents. Mm-hmm. And this market is so fast that the information, you've got to be on top of it. But you all have meetings to put that forth, right?
Yes. We always analyze the market and see what homes are selling for and how long they're lasting on the market, and make sure that we price them correctly for our, sellers.
Well, give us an idea, too. Also, when you meet as a group with your fellow realtors at your company, what are some of the other things that are coming up that you're hearing about that maybe people would be interested to know? I mean, they're hearing about the different states. I haven't heard about anyone from Kentucky. It's nice to hear, because I always hear California. I'm getting tired of hearing about California. Come on, they got to be coming from somewhere
Louisiana.
else.
Also, I've had a few people, that had their homes flood and then just relocate to Texas is the easiest for them.
Yeah, we get a little home flooding too, so you might want to think of Arizona. Yeah. Just saying.
You just, also have to check the floodplain. You have to have an agent that also knows about that as well.
Well, that's exactly right. So as far as, let's just guess. None of us know the crystal ball, but let's say if you were to guess based on your gut feeling and maybe even meetings and your research in the real estate world and what you're talking about there amongst other realtors, what are you hearing? Next year at this time, if you came back on the show, the same date, what do you think we'd be talking about? What do you guess the market would be like? Let's just
I think that it will slow down probably around this time next year.
You think so? Because
yes.
I saw something in the Wall Street Journal just a couple days ago that said it has slowed down a little bit in residential real estate. but that was before the previous couple days where it was talking about how hot it was. So maybe one.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything slow down in the past, I would say, since 2021 started.
And as far as what you do to get the word out, first of all, you have a tremendous name. It's easy to remember. Yesenia, right?
Yes.
People hear that. We don't.
Yesenia.
We don't hear that a lot.
Yeah, there's not too many Yesenias
So
out
right
there.
away, that's a great distinction. But what are you doing for people to know about you, so that you can conduct your business with both buyers and sellers up there?
I mean, I'm on social media on Facebook, Yesenia Cerrato, Instagram, Yesenia.s. Getting out there, visiting model homes and knowing the market as well.
As far as you mentioned model homes, that's a good thing. I meant to ask about new construction.
Yes.
What is to be had in the area that you're in northeast Houston? What is up there in terms of new construction? Is there a lot of choices? Now I know the builders are having a
Yes.
low inventory as well, but what's happening up there with new construction? Maybe it's
yes.
easier to buy a new construction or not. I don't know. Is it?
I find the process of buying new construction a little easier than resale. There's a lot of options out there as far as new community developments. Balmoral is a very popular. The Groves is also really popular. Kingwood has Royal Brook, if you would prefer Kingwood.
So there are some choices.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of choices out there.
Going back to we talked earlier about that there are areas in Kingwood, Humble, Atascocita that there's lakefront property, right?
Yes.
And is that more in the Atascocita? I'm trying to think and picturing the map. I might be wrong.
It's both at Atascocita and Kingwood around these Lake Houston area.
And are you finding people attracted to that?
Yes, a lot of people enjoy going out to the lake on the weekends and fishing. There's also Huffman is also near the area, and that's also a lakefront community.
Are there new homes, new construction that are on the lake by chance? That'd be what I want. I want a new home on the lake.
Don't know. I think Bridgeland still has a few on the lake.
So that's a possibility, huh?
And Stillwater, yes, definitely a possibility.
All they need to do is call you, though, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
can help you find that.
Before we close this segment, we are talking with Yesenia Cerrato. What else would you like people to know, Yesenia?
Well, I'm born and raised in the Houston area, so I'm really familiar with Houston and surrounding areas. And I also fluent in Spanish, and I'm pretty easy to reach. I keep it simple. Just reach me by phone at 281-904-0679.
Again, the number is?
The number is 281-904-0679.
Yesenia Cerrato with the Doug Erdy Group. Thanks for being on the show, Yesenia.
Thank you for having me.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner Stewart Insurance, with a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers. Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Once again, the cherry on the ice cream sundae. Here he is, John Brownlett, Stewart Insurance. Hey, John.
Hello, Bill. Nice to see you, sir.
Man, insurance is our safe oasis. Always when we want to cap off a show, it is exciting. It's also informative. It just helps us think about insurance, even if our policy isn't ready to renew or whatever else. So here you are with Stewart Insurance once again, a tremendous company helping people every day. What should we think about today?
Well, I appreciate that, Bill. And from time to time, I think it is important to take a moment and remind people a little bit about us and what we do. So we're not going to talk about policies or plans today, but just a little bit about Stewart Insurance and the things that we offer and how we can go about helping our clients be properly insured.
Just taking a break from the fine print. We've had a couple of shows where we were in deep in that fine print.
Yeah. I had to
struggle to stay along. You know that. You're like, man, he can't keep up.
No. I'm glad to get out of the fine print from time to time myself. So it's nice to do. For folks that don't know us, we're a real estate insurance services firm. I mean, plain and simple. And our goal has been and will always be the most admired insurance resource for real estate, whether that be on somebody's individual or family real estate, or if it's for a real estate firm or a real estate professional. We want to be that most admired insurance resource for real estate, so that when things happen, we can make sure that we're making a positive impact in their lives by making sure that they're properly insured.
And, of course, we're doing the show every week, and sometimes I know I forget that there are people tuning in that never heard of the show before or never heard our insurance segment or any other one for that matter. So it's good to make that reminder, no doubt.
Well, it really is, and we've been blessed with now over 370 shows that we've had such wonderful guests, but each time we have a new guest on, that helps increase our audience. So I think you're right that we're going to have new listeners each week. So I'm excited about, being able from time to time to toot our own horn, if you will, and talk a little bit about the firm.
Oh, well, it's interesting, too. We think about the people here at the time of the show, at the time of broadcast, but then it goes on YouTube, Facebook. I had a comment from a YouTube video that was posted somewhere around our first 100 shows just the other day.
Well, absolutely.
They're out there.
We're fortunate, you can, like you said, find us on YouTube. You can find us at stewart.com/radio. You can find us on the iHeartMedia app. So it's really fantastic. And one thing that, sometimes people get a bit confused because we're part of the Stewart Title family, but we're not a title insurance company. That's the main company. The BDOs that we have on are the BDOs that bring on our guests today, like the folks from the Doug Erdy Group. But we are a full-service independent insurance brokerage. And what that means is we work with a variety of insurance partners to make sure that we're able to best meet our clients' needs. So we're not saddled with just one company providing one product or service line. That we have a variety that we have the ability to work with.
And that's right. And we'll also remind people that you're helping people, not just those here in the Houston area that hear the show at the time of broadcast, but all around the United States as well.
Absolutely. So we're licensed all over the U.S., so we work both with our personal lines clients, so the individuals and the families for their different insurance needs, as well as our real estate professionals and real estate firms on their business needs. And we have, as you said, we have clients all over the U.S.
And the website is stewartinsurance.com. But give us an idea. People could see the menu there of the insurance plans and the offerings, but just highlight a few if you would, please.
Sure. So for individuals and families, we generally lead off with their home insurance, because many times that's when we get introduced to an individual is they're in the process of buying a home and they're going to want a home plan. So that's often when we get introduced to a client. But we can help them with their flood coverage. We can help them with renters. So if you're not quite ready to own a home, or you're between homes and you're renting an apartment or renting a house, we can help with that. If you're in investment property, if you have that as a part of your portfolio, we can help you with the coverage for an investment property. If you have vacation property, second home, we can help you with that coverage. Auto, wind, watercraft, motorcycle. So anything from your personal property needs, we can help you out with.
In fact, a guest recently, before we did recorded their segment, she was telling me that one of their children are turning 16. So there's a need for that insurance when you have the new drivers. And I don't know what it's like. I mean, my son's 38 years old, and I remember when he turned 16 buying insurance. I don't think it's any pleasure cruise, but still they need to have that insurance, and there's a lot of factors that go into the price as well.
Absolutely, and that's a great point, that there are catalysts or there are instances in our life where we do need to take a look at our insurance. Have we moved? Build a bigger home, smaller home? Have we added on to the home? Do we have more people living in the home? As you said, if we added a car or taken a car away, do we have a new driver? As the example you gave with one of our earlier guests, Those are the kind of things to keep in mind and should be the triggers that allow you to have a conversation with your insurance advisor.
In fact, I would like to think, I think a lot of the value of this segment, our insurance segment, I would think that this is just a great reminder for people that to know how important insurance is, to know that there are seasons of insurance, just like when we added that new driver at 16, 17, as a parent, you're thinking of all, not just of the insurance and making sure they're properly insured, but you're thinking about the hazards that are out there in this crazy world of road rage that we're seeing and all the things that happen. But it's also a nice time when that son or daughter is 25 and they have their own, hey, Mom, I got my own house, I'm getting married, whatever it is, and they go off the policy. So the point is insurance is always, it's like the seasons, it's in our life. It's so important to be tuned in.
Absolutely. I have a real estate broker client that when he started his firm was working out of his house and didn't have anybody coming over. As his firm's grown, he's felt like that he needed to have a formal office. So he's recently leased some space and has a formal office. And part of that then was, all right, then let's talk about having a general liability policy. So we went through that discussion and we were able to help him out with that. But again, it was one of those changes in life that triggered, that conversation. So the same types of conversations that we have with our families and individuals on their personal needs, we do the same thing for our real estate professionals or the real estate firms that we work with on their their business needs, their professional needs. So, like I said, we can help with the general liability policies of professional liability. We have a lot of conversations on the show about cybercrime and all that's happening
there. We're hearing about
there.
that all the time. That's never let up.
No. So the cyber liability coverage is one that we offer. If you use if you have business-owned autos, commercial auto policy, we can help with that. Workers' comp, employment practices liability. And then we have a couple of bonds that we work with, a surety bond or an escrow security bond that we can help our real estate clients with.
And we're telling people every week things that they already know, like how hot the market is. Most people know that, and maybe people that haven't bought or sold home or thinking about it aren't aware. However, the market is hot. Part of that, there's so many reasons for it. One of those maybe smaller reasons is that people have a home, but they're buying second homes in the country, or maybe take the reverse. Some are buying a city home, a condo in the city, but they're buying that second home. So there's another thing, and that's one of the helpful things. I know myself, I bought a second home at the end of last year, and it was very helpful to call Stewart Insurance and discuss that, because where I already have my home insured with one company, I thought that through Stewart Insurance, I thought that company would say, hey, we'd love to have your vacation home. No, that wasn't the case. So Sonia found another company, and it turned out to be where actually I was getting a good deal on both because of her going to find that company, and also the fact that you're set up where you can go to more than one. That's helpful.
Well, that is the beauty of being an independent agency, that we do have access to a variety of firms. And you're exactly right that because of the way the market is now, there are, especially with the rates being as low as they've been, the people are looking for second homes or they're looking for vacation homes. So, again, you need that opportunity to come in and because those policies can be different, especially if, the homes are not occupied on a consistent basis. So that's not just a traditional homeowner's policy. So, again, having somebody like Sonia May, our personal lines team, that truly understand real estate. And, it goes back to, what we began the segment with, is this idea of our goal is to being the insurance resource for real estate. Having somebody that their focus solely is in that area can really benefit you.
In fact, I'll encourage people, if they don't already do this. I did this the other week as I was looking at another property. I again called Sonia and found out that this property was in a flood zone. And sure, they could insure the property, but it would be a whole lot more than I was willing. So I didn't even want to see it once I knew that. So my point being is, in the flurry of activity that there is now, I think it's a good idea, if you're looking at a property, even if it's the day you're driving up there, get an insurance quote just so that you get a feel, the all clear on it, so that you know if it's worth your time. Because once you put that offer in and start getting into battle, so to speak, you're ready. And that's valuable information that you can get from your insurance provider.
Well, it really is. And if you have that flexibility in a purchase, then do that early on. So you have a feel for not only what a homeowner's policy might look like, but, as we've talked about before, flood coverage is a separate policy. So what does that look like compared to, because that would be an add-on to your, an additional coverage. The other thing is, and I was having this conversation with a group of new realtors a few weeks ago, is if you're in the middle of the home buying process and you're working, whether you're a home buyer or you're the realtor working with them, during the option period is a great time to take a look to see what coverage that investment would be for coverage, and if you needed or wanted to have wind, what that investment would be for wind coverage. If you wanted flood insurance, which everybody ought to look into, what that investment would be.
In fact, one of the other things on this particular property that I forgot, when you get into the categories and the things insurance people think about, whether it's the agent like Sonia, Stewart Insurance, or the provider, and that is this particular property I was interested more in because of the land. It had 10 acres, and it had a structure on it, not a mobile home, but it was still on some kind of raised block platform foundation. Well, that had a repercussion insurance-wise.
Absolutely.
So many things come into play. Call Stewart Insurance. It's that simple. Before we close the segment, John, what else?
Well, I think you're exactly right. That's why it's important to have an insurance advisor that you're comfortable with, that you're going to feel like that that you've truly been properly insured, that you're going to feel like that when you come out of that conversation that they understood what your needs and wants were, they understood what your situation is. That you feel empowered, that you can truly make the right decision for you at this time in your life. We want you to come away being amazed that I'm getting this kind of service from an insurance company or a insurance broker, an insurance agent. We want you to feel that way, and we always want you to feel like that when we're having a conversation with you and we're working with you, that you're the only person that matters.
And in the real estate adventure, there's so many tools that we have. We have to use them properly, and one of those important tools is the insurance company.
Absolutely. So, find an insurance partner that best fits your needs, and obviously, we at Stewart Insurance would love to be that partner. You can contact us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. Our web address is stewartinsurance.com, a great resource for information. And you can email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
And, of course, a lot of people love to call you. I know that. They could call
866-798-2827.
Anywhere in the United States.
Anywhere in the United States.
There you go. And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett. Simply go to stewart.com/radio. Yes, you can hear this show again and again. No law against that. You can hear even past shows. You can hear and see the shows. Stewart.com/radio. And we thank all our guests today, and we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you anytime. Check us out next week. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Till then, thank you so much. Thank you, John.
You're welcome, Bill. Always a pleasure.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com, or call 866-798-2827. If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. 866-798-2827.